Hi, and welcome to 647, 6 stories for 7 a.m. because there's a famine of truth in our land. And this is your quick news fix. And fortunately, the truth starts now, and the Tapas Bar is open. And the chef's first offering a small plate, Trump RX. What the heck is Trump RX? Well, Trump made a deal with Pfizer to sell medication in the U.S. for discounts of, are you ready? 50 to 80% off, covering a large majority of brand name drugs. The public can buy direct from the Trump RX website operated by the federal government. The mainstream medical press, wow, universally decried this as terrible for consumers. I think they should all double up on their Tylenol and chill. All right, plate 2 from the chef. Half of all U.S. states cannot pay their bills and are using debt vehicles to function. The world is $338 trillion in debt. And when the margin call comes, and it's going to come, it's going to start in France and move to England and then wipe out the EU. So be listening. The French will be screaming. All right, plate 3, Super Bowl boycott. Well, we talked about this. This is the Bad Bunny fever. So the boycott is already happening, and Bad Bugs Bunny, the halftime squish for Super Bowl 60, has sprayed Bud Light in the faces of the fans, and most have ADHD from Tylenol in utero, so they will not be able to focus on this till February. So I don't think the NFL gets hurt, and I'm sad about that. All right, plate 4 from the chef, right? Yep. Plate 4. YouTube must pay Trump $24.5 million to settle lawsuit for suspending him after J6. Trump sued and won against Alphabet, against Twitter, and against Meta. All 3 CEOs sat with him at his inauguration. And by the way, he doesn't keep any of this money. He giving it to conservative causes and all kinds of things that help our movement. All right, take 2. Cartels hiring desperately young Americans. Here's how it works. The cartels place ads for work making $5,000 to $10,000 a week with coded emojis and hashtags and visuals on Facebook, TikTok, and Snapchat that young people recognize and go after. A person in dire need of cash will return the call, the number left on the ad, or text back and then get a call, and they must have a car, insurance, and a clean driving record. If they have those 3 things, they're in business. Next step, they are provided an address for the pickup and an address for the drop-off and their personal address for a cash payment delivery. One young single mom delivered over 100 people from the border to nearby destinations, and she made $10,000 a delivery. And the only reason she got caught was because there were too many deposits going into her checking account. They were all cash, and they got flagged. She'd go pick up 3 or 4 people, drive them to some other town, drop them off, go back to her house, and maybe a day later, there'd be a knock at the door. Some person she never saw in her life, hand her a bag. That was it. And if she would have been cool with the cash, who knows when she would have been caught. So this is the cartels. This is now one more temptation trap for young adults and for seniors, okay, because they get in dire financial situations too. And the cartels, this is an easy run for them, right? So our government's trying to watch it, but man, it's a big internet out there. If you've never seen it, Clint Eastwood did a great movie about this called The Mule. And he plays a senior that gets in this desperate strait. So, anyway, one more thing to be looking out for if you hear any people in your family are all of a sudden flush with cash and they don't have any skills except they can drive and text. All right, take 3. What's the plan for global nuclear waste, right? We're building all these nuclear plants now, and they're all going to create waste. So where's the waste going? Because it lasts for hundreds of years and it's lethal. Let's see. Now that the Brotherhood of Benevolent Billionaires have been red-pilled on nukes to feed their AI mistresses, where are we putting all the waste? Palestine, Ohio? Maybe, but probably no. Everyone is looking at Finland, not because they're going to ship their waste there, but because they're the first to be doing permanent nuclear waste storage. And here's how they're doing it. 1,500 feet down into the bedrock with the high-speed elevators that get you down there in 66 seconds. And what's down there? Tunnels. There are tunnels below the island of Olkiluoto off Finland's west coast. Early in 2026, 24-ton iron and copper canisters full of spent fuel rods are going to be lowered down into shafts deep in the bedrock and sealed forever. The waste will remain hazardous for hundreds of years, and Finland is pioneering this disposal method as permanent. And everyone's going to have a need for permanent nuclear waste because the billionaires, they're building 2 and 3 at a time now. So let's see. It's a whole new world coming. Take 4. Be very concerned as Euro soy boy groupthink rallies around Trump's Gaza 2-step solution. So what could go wrong, right? Let's just take the first point. Trump's got a 20-point plan to resolve Middle East conflict. And what's the reaction to it? All the Euro leaders are just cheering him. Okay, that should be an indicator that this thing ain't going to work at all if they're happy with it. All you need are 2 willing parties and lots of cash as the temporary lube, kind of like peace in Ukraine, but with hummus. How'd that work out? Right now we're escalating, so we don't even know. Let's take item 2, a Western-backed transitional government in this new area to be created with Bubba's best bud, Tony the globalist Blair. Any problems yet? I don't think so. And if items 1 and 2 don't run a thrill up your leg, how about a 2-state solution with the fraud frogs, the French, jumping the gun by recognizing the new state of Palestine? An awesome reason for hope. French FIFO, not FAFO, FIFO. What's FIFO? First in, first out. So everyone is grateful for Trump's leadership. They're all saying it, all these leaders, over and over, and they all hate his guts. They can't even get a group picture without revealing all of that sentiment. So the only folks who are silent are the radical Hamas lunatics who, along with Bibi, need to keep this trillion-dollar peace grift in high tension. More Tylenol, please. I don't know. I'm not hopeful. All right, take 5. Hegseth and Trump address 800, just got to say it, pissy-looking generals who clearly don't get it. The feel from the room of self-importance, this is my interpretation. I watched it from a bunch of angles. This is the look I saw in most of those generals. You guys will be on defense in 15 months, and we will sabotage your lame duck last 2 years until AOC and Slick take over. Then it's back to the Rocky Horror Picture Show full of DEI, vaccine mandates, and free gender swaps. Hoo-ah. And fat troops also. So China's already paying large for this outcome. Martial law is the bridge to serious change. And despite Hegseth's fantastic presentation, his audience wanted drag queen story hour. From what I saw, you might be able to rehab 150 of those 800. The rest are reprobates and permanently damaged. Sorry for the optimism. I like Hegseth a lot. All right, take 6. Well, this is an arms study. I don't know what the heck I was on yesterday. I was calling it AWS, how to get Bezos in the mix over here. He doesn't belong in 647. Arms, advanced reprobate mind studies. And guess what? We're returning for more from Des Moines Public School Board Chair Jackie Norris. Oh, and Jackie has ulterior motives. You wouldn't expect that from a lefty, would you? Well, let's do the reveal. Des Moines, Iowa Public School Board Chair Jackie Norris, a former chief of staff of First Lady Michelle Obama. Nobody said that last week. That detail was somehow missing last week. You can't handle the truth. That's why. It's hard for me to do my job because you can't handle the truth. Was it important to know that she was Michelle Obama's chief of staff? And just another item, ancillary, I don't think it's important. A Democrat nominee for Iowa's open Senate seat has called for, ready? This is how she wants to fix this. She's called for radical empathy for Ian Andre Roberts, the illegal alien accused of maneuvering his way into becoming the school district's superintendent. A black illegal immigrant? They were in love with this guy before they heard his album. Unbelievable. So in Roberts' government-issued vehicle, ICE agents found $3,000 in cash, a loaded handgun, and a fixed-blade hunting knife. Sounds like a regular academic to me. All right, following the arrest, Norris urged the public, parents, and teachers to engage in radical empathy for Superintendent Roberts, even as he is accused of potentially lying on employment eligibility forms about his legal status and lack of citizenship in the United States. But you see, when you have the DEI glasses on, all you can see is the skin color. It seems fitting to take a page out of Dr. Roberts' book. This is what Jackie's telling everybody. It seems fitting to take a page out of Dr. Roberts' book and ask the community to engage in radical empathy as we work through the situation together, right? Jackie obviously needs to deliver this guy from the clutches of ICE for the powers that be that can make her the senator. What a wonderful addition to the RINO Reprobate Senate Jackie will be. Man, it's just all over the place. But we're not all over the place. We're focusing on the Tapas Bar and the following stories. and trying to trim this down, and we did trim it down. So you know what? You have extra time. I have something for you to do with it. I want you to like us. I want you to share us. I want you to make comments, and I want you to get beyond your comfort level and push us out to your networks. And you do that. This isn't a quid pro quo. You quid pro quo. I'm blessing you anyway, and I'm not doing it. I'm asking God, please, dear God in heaven, it's not right that you bless me, and I know how bad I am. These people are working hard. They're part of the 647 family. I'm asking that you will bless them. It's Tuesday. It's the tough day. It's the ugly sister of Monday, right? You can't really feel like you've got your mojo going yet. So this is going to get them going. I'm asking you to bless them, and that's it. Later.
The truth, don't close your eyes.